The McClure Street Bridge quickly turned into a memorial for 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum. I'm Kaylin Herman reporting. Family members are gathered here to remember the young life they lost, and the Dayton Police Department sharing what they know about the investigation tonight.
He's our inspiration for being happy every single day, because whether he was handicapped, he never let anything hold him down. When he was happy, he was bouncing around. He loved his cartoons, his music, his lights. And this is a senseless act that could have been avoided.
Hershall Creachbaum's family sharing stories about the boy they knew and how the community has shown up to remember him in a beautiful way.
Seeing all these balloons, all these stuffed animals from people who not only knew him, but people who didn't even know him. And they showed up and showed the love out for this little boy and showed support to the family that we were overwhelmed.
Chastity Rollins, Creachbaum's aunt, vows to speak out against what happened to him and demands justice be served as we learn even more details in this case. Earlier this afternoon, Dayton Police Chief Cameron Afzal provided some new information. We know at about 3:45 the morning of July 12th, a caller at 404 Xenia Avenue reported Hershall Creachbaum had been kidnapped. As the investigation began, Chief Afzal says detectives determined Creachbaum had actually not been seen for several weeks. That's when the situation turned into a potential homicide investigation. Investigators were led to the area around US 35 and McClure Street, just a few blocks from the home on Xenia Avenue. This is where Chief Afzal says they found remains believed to be Creachbaum's. He confirmed that Creachbaum was not in fact missing, but had been dead for several weeks.
When you have a nonverbal autistic kid, somebody helpless who should be taken care of and looked after, the fact that he was deceased for several weeks and we didn't even get the call.
That 911 caller was Michael Kendrick, who is now in custody, charged with tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse. Ashley Johnson, Creachbaum's biological mother, is also behind bars. She's facing charges of obstructing justice and failure to report a death. Chief Afzal says Dayton police are actively investigating this case, and more charges may be added based on forensic results from the Montgomery County Coroner's Office.
I'm coming across the field from Ruskin School here in Dayton. There used to be a convenience store where I'm at. Where I'm walking through right here. This is the former residence of 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum. He was nonverbal, autistic. His parents are being held right now in Montgomery County Jail as he was reported missing, kidnapped. Then I believe it was 7 days later, his body was found in a wooded area under a bridge, which I'm going to go that next. But this is where he lived, in this green house right here. And he was wheelchair bound. He could walk short distances. It's a little bit busy here. You see where people have left teddy bears and stuff like that. So I'm following the story. There's not much known about it at this point. We do know they did find out they took the kitchen table from this house because they believe that was what was used to dismember the body of Hershall Creachbaum, 7 years old. I'm pretty sure people don't want me out here filming their house, but I am on public property. 404 Xenia Avenue, which is in walking distance from a house, actually. There were more up here. There were more up here along the bottom of the fence here, but this is the east end of Dayton, Ohio. And right next door here, well known for drug activity. But let's go over to the memorial on the bridge of McClure Street, and I'll show you where they believe his body was found. So let's take a look.
This callousness shown in this situation towards this child is horrendous and truly evil. On Saturday, July 12th, about 3:45 in the morning, we got a call from 404 Xenia. The initial call was for a report of a kidnapped child. So multiple crews searched the area as this information, we received this information. As the investigation unfolded, it was determined that Hershall had not been seen for several weeks. At that point, the investigation turned into a potential homicide investigation. Ultimately, it was determined that Hershall was not missing, but was deceased for several weeks. Information was then developed that led our investigators to the area of McClure and US 35. The slide shows you both locations, the US 35 McClure location and also the 404 Xenia, to this location, and we recovered what we believe is Hershall's remains at this point. We currently have two people who have been charged. I'm going to show you. The first one is Michael Kendrick. He's currently in jail. Charges are tampering with evidence, 3 counts, abuse of a course. You also see his convictions, felony, his criminal record, which shows aggravated arson felony, theft felony, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, misdemeanor, weapons under disability, aggravated trespass, also misdemeanor. And we also have Ashley Johnson, who's the biological mother of Hershall. She's been charged with obstruction of justice, which is a felony, and failure to report a death, which is a misdemeanor. And she has a prior criminal conviction of theft, which is a misdemeanor. It is important to note that these charges are preliminary charges against these 2 individuals. Our investigators are working with Montgomery County prosecutors, coroner's office, and additional charges may be forthcoming based on the forensic examination of what we believe are Hershall's remains. I'll be remiss if I did not acknowledge the outstanding work of our patrol officers who were the initial responders. KROS detectives, these detectives are the ones that are usually called upon when a child is a victim. VOU detectives, violent crime, any kind of felony assaults, and obviously then our homicide investigations. Anytime it results in what we believe is homicide takes over. We are also very appreciative of several police department and some other resources. Miamisburg PD, Springfield PD provided assistance. Buckeye Search and Rescue, they provided cadaver dogs as we were looking for Hershall's remains. And also several of community members came out to help in the search, including some family members of Hershall. This is, again, an ongoing investigation. I know it's garnered a lot of attention. I just want to give you a little bit brief update of the fact that we do have 2 people in custody for the charges.
I'm on the bridge at McClure Street in Dayton, Ohio, in between 5th and Xenia. It goes over US 35. Down in this wooded area and this embankment right here is where they found the body of Hershall Creachbaum in a suitcase. And since then, people have been coming to leave balloons. And teddy bears. Someone even left a marker to sign the wall with, which I will. Before I leave, got a marker there. Games and toys and prayers. There's a box to leave notes. it's a Spider-Man. And they have done this all the way down this bridge. And see, this is not a really good neighborhood, I mean, on this side, but it seems like they're leaving the stuffed animals alone and letting them serve their purpose. I don't know how long the city's going to allow it to be on this fence. They haven't done anything about it now. So I'm going to follow the case as close as I can. Right now there's not a lot of information out. Just that the parents will be in jail for it. That's highly inappropriate, but it's Dayton, Ohio for you. Somebody left a Brad vape. Children's Services is involved. There have been several, in the month of April, there have been several welfare check calls done on this, at the home over there on 404 Xenia Avenue. So we're going to hear some stuff about Xenia, we're going to hear some stuff about Children's Services as this case progresses.
You guys think you see something because your friends, your others, and the family, you think something happens with their kids, say something. All this could have been avoided. I'm not going to get into the situation and the details, but all this could have been avoided if somebody would have spoke up.
Yes, sir.
All of it. So on behalf of 35, 40 people that love riding the motorcycles and helping the kids as much as we can in the community, it's our condolences. You love paint? We got a pink one here. You want to go check it out?
Yeah, I don't believe I'm going to write anything on I know the intentions are good. But if a cop was to see me doing that, they sure could get me for tagging. This is in the St. Anne's Hill Historic District of Dayton, Ohio, East End. It's cool how it goes all the way down that bridge. I'm at a stoplight, so I'm just going to be... There's some people on the edge here. I'm going to walk along here, but I'm not going to get these people. Lots of well wishes. So right now I know that the parents, I believe it's the mother and the boyfriend, and I'm going to get more details on the case as it goes. Right now they don't know a lot. But I do know that his body was found over there where I first started at in a suitcase. I do know that the kitchen table was removed for evidence by Dayton detectives. That's where they believe that the body was dismembered there. I hope they let this stay for a while. We got little solar lights for later on tonight. That's cool. The little lights and the little... Lots of candles. Lot. So unless they're chalk, if you want to leave a message, now chalk you're allowed to do. Dayton Dragons. Transformers. Lots of Spider-Man. Kids love fighting. And again, his body was in several different places in Dayton, but they ended up finding it here. There's been rumor that the boyfriend moved the body twice. The area over off of 4th Street on Terry, where the investigators have requested the camera footage of the glass company over there on 4th Street, because they believe that the suspect in this case was over in that area and retrieved the body and brought it over here. So I'll do more as I find out more.